Alright, the boss here. Shut up.
A lot.
Niggas are
Move buildings is nothing.
Yeah, that guy.
Sorry.
Isn't that Doctor Strange that moves buildings?
Maybe like DM him a question or
He
something.
muted me.
Bro, I'm doing like at least mute your mics.
Type shit. That's whatever, bro. Okay, so can I start?
Yeah, so what's gonna be your scale?
Yeah. Okay. So I think that
Hold
Naruto.
on, hold on, hold on.
Okay.
Before you start, I gotta get my Google Docs out so I can track what y'all say. Oh,
Just
He
type in the
sounds like
sidebar.
somebody. He sounds familiar. It's whatever though. So yeah. So it's essentially Sasuke has an ability in which you can like put him in a genjutsu. You know that by virtue of Sasuke's statement, if you don't have a Rinnegan, you can't break out of the Rinnegan genjutsu.
If you don't have a Renegon, you can't counter a Renegon jutsu.
Genjutsu. Yeah.
Renegon jutsu can be dealt with using Renegon probably. Is that the only way they can be dealt with?
Only way he's likely. Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
Oh,
why?
nice.
But yeah, because it's only shown based off what's shown in the series. The only way people have encountered this genjutsu is by virtue of using a Rinnegan.
Can you counter it with what's that nigga's name? The six pass
I don't know, bro.
agent? No, not agent.
Yeah, what's up?
TPK? Minty?
What's
I
good,
don't know.
man?
Minty?
Where did
don't
Mitzi
know.
go? Oh, he's still here.
Minty,
right
you
here.
fucking idiot, wake up.
Hello.
Dumbass bitch, wake up. Minty.
Yo, let me judge. Let me judge this debate.
Okay, so if
I'm
Naruto,
just so biased towards Haram. It's gonna be so funny.
Bro, I was the other judge.
yeah, so if
Alright,
Naruto
okay.
doesn't have a Rinnegan, Sasuke's gonna put him in the genjutsu, and then Naruto can't do shit.
Minty?
What, bro?
hello,
Minty?
hello. Yeah.
Hello.
Is
Yes.
it true that you can only use the Renegon to counter Renegon Genjutsu?
Yeah, I say it's
God,
like
I
it is
need
a kid.
hold on. Before y'all say anything, I'm gonna need y'all to like continue everything. My phone Wi-Fi went off, so I had to like get back on my laptop. So
Yes, okay, whatever, bro. It's whatever. Okay, so essentially Sasuke states that only people who have a Rinnegan can break out of the Rinnegan, or a Rinnegan is a way to break out of the Rinnegan Genjutsu. And by virtue of Naruto not having a Rinnegan, he wouldn't be able to break out of the Jutsu. Okay. Any contentions, bro? Bro, Haron, hello.
Oh. The scan you sent, hold on. The scan you sent just says that Renegon can be dealt, Renegon Genjutsu can be dealt with by using the Renegon probably. It doesn't even affirm that this is the case.
Yeah, so I think inductively, if Sasuke was getting these abilities or using his 86 pass abilities, and we know he's able to use these abilities sufficiently after getting these abilities, and then he can make a gauge of the claim. So it's likely that this statement would probably be true.
So just to run this, hold on, I'm gonna ask you, I'm just gonna make sure I understood what you said. So you
Alright.
said because inductively he has the Renegon, he has six pass, Genjutsu and all that stuff.
No,
He's able
that's
to
not
use
what I
these.
said. Wait, what? What'd you say?
Yeah, so he has the Renegon, Sage of Six Paths, all that stuff. Because of that, inductively, it's likely that he'd be able to get out
No,
of Genjutsu.
no. I'm saying that when he states it, when he makes his statement, it likely is the case. Given the fact that we know after Sasuke gains his abilities, he's able to use his abilities. My fault. Use his abilities sufficiently. So if he's able to use his abilities sufficiently, he's able to make a gauge of the ability, bro. So for an example, if I'm like sufficient in a certain aspect of like literally anything in the world, I can make I guess a likely gauge of the thing I'm in like I guess sufficient aspect of. Does that make sense?
Yeah, just because he knows how to use his, just because he knows how to gauge his, not gauge, just because he knows how to use it, just because he uses his abilities efficiently doesn't mean that he would be reliable in knowing how something works against another thing. That's kind of experimental. You're not really comparing like two things of equivalence. you're comparing having expertise and skill and using your abilities to the experimental like theory of how my abilities would work in response to your abilities. So I don't really see how there's any likelihood for your interpretation.
Sorry to interrupt your debate, guys. I'm recording. So if you guys want to like restate your premises, if not, I'm just curious if that's something you guys want to do.
No.
No, okay,
Sure.
my bad.
Type shit. What'd you say, Hiram?
Yeah. Yeah, so you're comparing like apples to oranges, two different things. So you're saying just because he's good at using his abilities after getting the Renegon, and he has good expertise and he's skillful when using them, that it's likely that his induction is accurate, but you're comparing apples to oranges. Using your abilities efficiently doesn't mean you know how your abilities will work in response to another abilities. That's kind of experimental. That's just a theory. So there's not really any likelihood there. That's just Sasuke's own intuition. There's no like likelihood for that whatsoever. Apples to oranges, two different things. I don't see how there's any like likelihood for your interpretation based on what you showed me.
Are you saying it's unlikely because it's experimental? Like, I'm confused.
No, I'm saying because it's experimental and the thing you brought up to bring likelihood for like this interpretation, I don't think they compare. Do you want to conclude on this point?
Like, I'm asking for clarification. I'm saying I'm not trying to get, I guess, a grasp of your interpretation. You're saying that, yeah, I'm comparing apples and oranges in reference to like how is it likely? I guess. Are you saying that they're not correlated?
Yeah, the thing you said doesn't really bring any like likelihood for your interpretation.
Yeah. Why?
Yeah, so you having efficiency when using your abilities is not the same
Mhm.
thing as you like theorizing what will happen when you use your abilities in response to another abilities. Another ability
Yeah, but I'm
abilities.
saying that. Yeah. Okay. So, well, okay. No, I think you're misinterpreting what I'm saying. So I think if he has the same ability and he's making gauge of the ability that he already has, so I think the induction would be likely then. He's not saying that, well, since I have a running gun, then this can work on this like other, distinct ability. He's talking about the exact same thing or the exact same ability.
Has Sasuke ever used his Renegon to deal with Renegon Genjutsu? Based on the scan, it seems like he's theorizing and he's never done it before.
You said what?
Yeah, so based on the scan, it looks like this is the first time Sasuke has used the Renegon to try to counter Renegon Genjutsu, right?
I mean, yeah, so I'm confused at like the nonsense what I'm saying. If you're just saying that it's
No,
uncorrelated
I'm asking a question. I'm not denouncing what you're saying just yet.
type shit.
Is this the first time he's used Renegon Genjutsu to deal with... No, use the Renegon to deal with Renegon Genjutsu?
For sure.
Okay. If it is, then it's just theory. Just because you have the Renegon doesn't mean you know how one thing
Okay,
is
that
being
doesn't.
played.
Okay, my God. Okay, bro. I don't know why you're
Yeah.
making me like
No, I'm making a counter argument to denounce what you're saying.
for sure.
Yeah. So obviously, right, bro, I'm gonna mute that nigga. Stop breathing into your mic. Yeah. So obviously, right, just because
That's
I
why you
have like,
didn't mute me.
yeah, I didn't mute you because I don't know who's laughing. So I just said I'm gonna mute whoever's saying that. Yeah. So obviously, right, if let's say you have, who is laughing, bro? Okay, Echo, you're muted.
Agent. A nigga agent
No, that was Echo, bro.
type shit.
All right.
That was definitely like that was definitely
Hey,
agent, bro.
you're
I'm
fucking
saying that.
muted, bitch. Okay. Yeah. All right. All right. Back to what I was saying. So like, I'll equate this to like a chemical reaction. Do you agree? Like, you can use salt. You have like who unmuted this nigga? I'm fucking my brain.
Bro, okay, bro, chill. Just give the argument, bro. Come on.
Niggas are spurging. Bro, who gave this nigga perms?
Nigga, bro, okay, just focus on the debate, bro. Forget about them, like, and give the argument.
Agent, I'll give you perms back after. All
You're
right.
okay. You're saying
Yeah, I'll
okay.
say.
You're
Yeah.
saying
Hold
that.
on. Hold on. I'm about to give my analogy. Yeah. So obviously you have like licked salt before, right? But that doesn't mean you know what chemical reaction is going to occur when you put salt in like a brewer or like a mixer or like a flask or whatever with like another chemical or another like
Yeah.
substance.
Yeah, but I'm saying that it's not the same substance, right? I'm saying that these two things are going to be correlated on like a fundamental level. I'm saying that if you're sufficient in X thing, then you should know what X thing entails. I'm not saying, yeah, because so what's happening in this canon, there isn't like a relevant distinction between what he's stating and what he's making the comparison to. They're the same exact, like, the same thing.
Okay, I see your point now.
Right.
The issue is you're using data sets for something that isn't quite the exact same thing to create likelihood for why they would have expertise in countering said thing that they've never really countered before. They're mostly just theorizing. Again, it's mostly
They can
just
be,
theory.
oh my God, okay, they can, oh my God, okay, they can theorize, they can, yeah, he can make an induction or make a likelihood king. I don't care about that. That doesn't, like, then that's what I'm saying. You can say he's theorizing or whatever the fuck. That doesn't change anything, bro.
Okay, do you want to conclude?
We can conclude, bro.
Yes, I'm gonna give my judgment. No, I'm gonna give my conclusions to Minty. So Minty, yeah, he used data sets for something that Sasuke has never used before, like just because he's skilled at using the Renegon. My point kind of still stands here. He's using his data sets for something completely unrelated, and he's saying just because he's making an induction and he's used the Renegon before, his interpretation is likely. But like his data sets aren't even like related to the actual like thing that he's like theorizing will work, like the Renegon, what kind of Renegon Genjutsu. So it's like,
That nigga.
what is
I
he
bet
talking
the
about?
okay, okay. I bet the relevancy by saying that he put the question whether or not his team is reliable. And I said I made an induction by saying that based off these observations in which he's gonna be sufficient in these actions and he can probably have a gauge of his ability. And then he went to question whether or not like how these we can already how like this team is gonna be correlative. I said it's the exact same ability that he's been using. So he would still have a gauge of the claim and what he's saying like isn't like correlated to what I said. And then the nigga said something about he's theorizing or some shit. I said that doesn't take away from the argument. Then we went to conclusions.
So like, I think I'm gonna give my verdict to Senju, but I do need to say before Haram gets angry, I did say I was cutting out, and then my Wi-Fi was being shitty, and
Oh, you
also,
didn't hear the
I,
whole thing?
yeah, not really. I asked y'all to like repeat the very starting thing, and
Oh,
and then I kept cutting out still, so I just switched to my phone, so I just like missed like a lot of like the first part of this like debate. So y'all could like appeal to somebody else for that.
yeah, Senju, is it cool if I give him a summary because he doesn't like remember everything that was said?
Go ahead, bro.
I can unmute Echo, but I don't really want it to be a spirit fest where everyone's trying to like defend me. I
Just
feel like I
you
should
can
be
unmute
able.
him,
I
bro.
feel like
Just unmute
I
him,
feel
bro.
like
Just unmute him.
yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I'm in view. Yeah, so Minty. So I said, okay, so why does him having the Renegon and having expertise in the Renegon mean that since he's literally using the Renegon for the first time, trying to counter Renegon Genjutsu, and he's saying probably, so he's like speculating that he'll be able to counter the Renegon. Why does that mean that there's likelihood in him being able to counter Renegon Genjutsu? He said, oh, he's making an induction and that he has expertise in using the
Wait,
Renegon.
whoa,
But I
Wait,
what?
can
hold
I
on,
ask a question
hold
before
on.
you guys both? Okay, no, all good, all good. Yep. Yeah, go first and then I'll ask after.
Yeah, so I basically said he's using data sets to create likelihood, but his data sets are for something that's like completely different because he's never used the Renegon to counter Renegon Genjutsu. So it's like it's just not really something he would know about. There's not any likelihood because they're just completely two different things. And making an induction doesn't mean his like interpretation or his induction has likelihood if the data
Minty,
sets don't support it.
Minty, why did Haram lose? Why did
What?
like
What?
what determines Senju winning in this debate?
Nigga, I don't know. I already told you I cannot hear shit, bruh.
Then
So,
then why would you say that he won?
because based on what I heard, without
Right,
me,
yeah, right.
okay, hold on, shut up, monkey, right?
Based off what you
Wait,
heard, how
Okay,
did he
stop,
okay,
win?
blah blah
Like
stop
blah
curious.
blah blah
spurging.
blah, monkey, blah
Stop,
blah
hold
blah,
on, stop
monkey.
spurging, take turns.
Type shit. Yeah, so prior to hearing like the start of both of what the fuck they were saying, based on what I heard, I thought Senju won. But assuming everything Haram said was true, then I'm just gonna go ahead and say that I believe Haram won, just because like the data
Right,
set thing.
right. No, no,
That
no.
nigga.
Like you're saying, off what you heard, you would give it to Senju. But
Just
what,
Yeah.
listen to
like,
Rick.
how
Wait,
did you come to that
just listen
conclusion?
to just listen to Rick, bro. Because he's making my argument.
I'll listen to Rec if y'all want me to.
Yeah, just listen to Rick, bro.
Right issue.
Yeah. Do you have any more